What's going on, great people? This is Danielle Pierce, co-founder of Mindset to Money. All right, y'all, I'm here with, I think we're on day 43 now of our campaign, 90 Days of Property Preservation Talk. You can find all the videos that I have recorded so far on YouTube, on the YouTube channel section and the YouTube short section, Instagram Reels, and inside of the Facebook group as well. Facebook group is free to join. Name of that group is Real Estate Profit Lab with Danielle Pierce. All right, what are we talking about today? Today, we're talking about saturation. One of my favorite things to talk about. This gets the people going, as they say in the Kanye West song. So we're going to get into that. But before I do that, let's talk about highs and lows for a second. So highs and lows is something that Thomas and I do before some of our meetings. It's kind of a way to break the ice, get the conversation flowing, just something good that happened that day or this week and something not so good. So I'll go. You guys can drop yours in the comments. Let's see. High for me is that my face is not swollen. At least not swollen anymore. And the low for me is that I had started the process to get an implant. I think this was Friday or Thursday of last week. I can't remember, but it is a horrendous process. That's what I do remember. And yes, I was numb and, I didn't get put to sleep, but I didn't feel anything, but it is an awful, treacherous, like horrifying process. I was just thinking about myself, it's 2022 and I don't understand why there's no better way to do dentistry. There's like drills and fires and needle and thread. And, my face was like vibrating like this at one point where they were like trying to get the tooth out to insert the implant, which just looks like a giant screw right now. So I'm glad that's over. You guys can drop yours in the comments. All right, saturation. Saturation in property preservation is something that is probably a question we get more so than anything else. And it's a consistent talking point for a lot of different reasons. People specifically want to know, hey, Danielle, can you tell me how many property preservation vendors that you have that have gone through your program in, Denver County, Colorado? Or they'll say, hey, Danielle, how can I find out how many property preservation companies exist in the state before I get started? And I don't know how to answer either one of those questions, right? That's not information that I have readily available. And then people will say things like, if there's too many, let's say they do some research and they see that there's a bunch of companies that are out there doing preservation work, they'll be like, oh my gosh, it's too saturated. I'm gonna try to do something different. This is a sign to transition into another field. Saturation is a fantastic situation to be in. And I'm not just talking about property preservation. I'm talking about in any industry that you can think of that you even might want to learn more information about or get started in. You want to get into something that's saturated, right? Saturation means that the concept is proven and that there are people that are willing to pay money for the service that you're offering. Is that not a good thing, right? If a market is not saturated, this is how a lot of people think. And this is how I know when folks are brand new entrepreneurs, because they'll say shit like, oh my gosh, I got this new whatever, and people ain't ready for that. It's going to be, I'm the first person that's doing this, first company that's doing this. I'm the first whatever offering this service in this area. That is a terrible situation to be in. But I'm not trying not to be overly sarcastic here. But if you are bringing something to the market that's truly brand new and nobody is paid for, you ain't got no paying customers lined up. You have no proof of concept, no proven market. Like you have nothing to stand on at all. But people will be excited about that more so than the fact of getting into a market that's already saturated and just working to differentiate themselves. I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. And then I also want to say this, there's actually nothing new under the sun anyway. All we could, at most things are just variations of things that are already in existence. And again, that's not a bad thing. That's just the reality of it. The most we can do is kind of do some type of tweak or specialization on something that's already been done. And that's a good way to go. They say the riches aren't in niches for a reason, right? And that's the reason why people say it. Unless we're talking about the invention of, I don't know, Uber, whatever you're doing has probably been done already. I think Uber was truly revolutionary in the sense that you have a transportation company that doesn't own any cars. Like that's revolutionary. Those things don't come around very often, but for everything else and for everybody else, myself included, we're probably going to be talking about something that's already in existence that just has to be parlayed or translated into a different niche. All right. So saturation is perfectly okay and is a great situation to be in. In saturated markets, all you have to do is stand out. So a friend of mine, Freddie Taylor, he posted in his Facebook group. It's called, Freddie is the founder of Urban Intellectuals, and they do the Black History flashcards. Fantastic company, fantastic Black History cards. I've bought so far, I think 12 packs over the last couple of years. Highly recommend them if you've not bought them already. Anyway, he made a post and basically was saying something like, don't run from saturated markets. I'm going to come and do me the only way that I can, and I'm not worried about anybody else. And I was just like, of course, my phone will ring. And my comment was that you don't even really need creative ways to stand out in 2022. All right. Standing out really could be done by just being on time, being consistent, doing good work, reading and following instructions. And I don't care what industry we're talking about. This is not rocket science here. And I'm going to tell you why these things will make you stand out. And you probably already know this already. Most of us have ADD, ADHD, or we're just bored easily because we're constantly on social media getting adrenaline shots. If you're on TikTok every 15, 30, 60 seconds, right? And so we're used to being on this constant high. And the minute that we're required to stop and pull away from that constant adrenaline shot that we get every 30 seconds, we're bored. We're like kids. It's like, oh my gosh, it's captured. Oh my gosh, this caption is too long. Oh my gosh, this post is too long. Oh my gosh, I'm not reading no book on Facebook. People don't want to read nothing. I see it all day, every single day. People don't want to read. They want to be spoon-fed everything. They don't want to, anything that takes longer than like a couple of seconds, nobody really has the time to do. So if you are someone and you're working in any industry, not just property preservation, right? Any industry, if you're someone who is working and trying to stand out and get ahead, all you have to do is what I just said: be on time, do good work, be consistent, read and follow instructions. The average person, again, hates to read. And really, most of us, I think, just to be quite honest, we just kind of half-ass everything that we do, or most of the things that we do, and we complain the rest of the time. And that, I mean, that's just what I've seen over the last course of 15 years as an entrepreneur. And even before that, starting when I was a kid. So if you're someone who can just not complain and not half-ass all the work that you do and actually do good work and be on time, like, you're gonna be in the top 5 to 10% of any industry. All right. So that's all I got for you guys today. I'll be back here tomorrow with another video. I don't know what the topic is gonna be, but if you have comments or you want me to cover something in particular, leave it down below. I'll try to come back and look at it. I'll let you soon. Bye-bye.